Welcome, Mr. Dr. Drew. He is going to present global representation and strategic positioning of African players.
Uh, Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It's a pleasure for me to be speaking to you this evening. Um, I'm happy to be here, and usually I speak in other events like um, entertainment events, cultural events, and real estate. But I'm very happy that I'm talking to like minds, uh, people from the sport industry, people that do the same thing I do. So I'll just kick off by introducing myself. Uh, yeah, this is me. My full name is Andrew Uyogusa Bomoide, but people call me Drew Uyi, Dr. Drew Uyi. I'm not a medical doctor, by the way. I'm an honorary doctorate receiver for my work I've done in the entertainment and sports industry. So I'm based in London. I'm a brand strategist, entrepreneur. I'm a FIFA licensed agent for the past 3 years now, and I work mainly with Nigerian players. Um, just I just narrow my niche to Nigerian players. So that's me. Uh, I'll move to the next slide. Go straight to business. Okay, this is the introduction. Uh, the increase. Okay, let me go back a bit. So the topic is global representation and strategic positioning for African talent. So this topic is very interesting because a lot of our players from Africa are not really positioned. So we're going to be talking about repositioning them, the challenges, and then obviously the solution. Everybody wants a solution. So I'll move to the introduction. There are increasing growing needs for repositioning athletes to leverage personal branding for long-term success. Yeah, I'll be talking more of personal branding because that's my niche. That's my unique selling point. I personally, for me to do that, I firstly, uh, I worked on my personal brand. That is why I'm quite notable online. If you Google my name, there's a lot of news articles about me. And speaking to African players, if you talk to them, they do not really understand. You have to show them by what you do. So I took that step. I'm not really into. I don't want to be a superstar. Yeah, but I have to do something to make to move it to make them understand. And as when I met Mikel Obi that played for Chelsea at the the best FIFA Best Award, he said, "Oh, Drew, all these young players should be coming to you. When we were playing, there was nobody like you that can really encourage us and tell us what to do." So, more introduction is athletes. Are athletes are not just players; they are individual brands. Huge at that. Talents bring talent. They bring talent will bring them to the scene, but talent is not even enough. Your personal brand keeps you there, makes you relevant, and make you create your own fan base. Apart from fan base, get endorsement, goodwill, partnership, and expose you to the world at large. That is what the African players need for to get that global appeal, which they don't really have. For each athlete, the brand is their story, is their identity, is their influence, is just beyond the game. Take for instance Hussein Bolton. He's not a footballer, but there's a signature, there's a signature image for him after he finishes race. He goes like that, like the lightning bolt, and then he's always smiling after before he plays with his jovial. It's accessible. People can come to him. So, but if you are a footballer, you're not accessible. People will not know how to really how to talk to you, how to help you. So you need to be approachable. Even if you are not approachable, get a team around you that are approachable so that people can really access you. Accessibility is very important, and that is what most African players lack. And then I will move to the next on the content table, which is African talent and the untapped potentials. There's quite a lot on that. African players are, they are obviously they are gifted. Many struggle to transit from local fame to international fame. Once they leave Africa, the cultural change, the shock, affects them. They don't know where to go. Most of them, they travel by themselves. They don't have that support system. So that's some of the things that affect them. The talents are abundant, but they need branding for global visibility and recognition, and it's nowhere to be found. So they just travel and they're there, they're stuck, they don't know what to do, they don't know who to talk to. Most of them they're like the first person in their family that's even traveling out of Africa. So they don't know what to do. So unfortunately, that's what we'll be looking into. When compared to their European colleagues, despite their talent, they struggle, you know, to cultivate their reputation, their brand, and all that. For me, this is just theory, but the practical side of it is it's not about them. It's not about the European counterpart. The European counterpart, they push themselves. They push themselves, but the Africans, they don't know how to push themselves, unfortunately. Then, uh, then moving on, there's a lot of untapped potential. Uh, the lack of social media. Social media is a contact sport. It's very important. Social media in today's football in the last 10 years to 15 years, the Americans have taken the lead on that. I talk to a lot of agents. I say, what do you do about your players? They're like, they can go and run their social media themselves, but not necessarily. You should have a team around them that help them run their social media. Without social media, if you're not on social media, you're nowhere. I don't think there's no footballer without a social media. If you don't have a social media, you're not visible. And unfortunately, it's what people see. That's what they're going to buy. That's what they're going to tap into. So uh, then you have to build a narrative, highlighting your heritage, your journey, your values, and all that. It's important that you stand for something. It's important you build yourself. You have to be organic with your heritage. It's just like Usain Bolton. He says he's from Jamaica. If you like it or not, he's from there. So some African players, once they left, they shy away. They don't want to talk about their struggle. It's important. Is like the kickboxer Conor McGorry. He branded himself around Irish, the Irish Scout, the Irish whiskey, the what's it called, the St. Patrick's Day. So it comes natural. So you have to be natural. You have to be organic for you to position yourself, for you to brand yourself in a long term. Because if you are thinking of branding yourself like a sprint, you're going to burn out. It's a marathon, so you have to be organic for you to stand the test of time. So social media is for modern athletes, the most powerful tools. Yeah, it's most powerful. Social media, not just Instagram, Twitter, um, TikTok, and all that. So a little bit here and there, and you gain a lot. But if you don't have any account at all, you lose everything. So you need to have at least 3 or 4 accounts to be managing so that you can be in the forefront. People will know you, and that will help. So, like someone like David Beckham, David Beckham is someone. If he was an African player, David Beckham, nobody really pushed him. He pushed himself. So you have to take the lead. So for African players, they don't need to wait for people to do it for them. David Beckham did it on his own. He was fortunate to be married to a pop star, and the pop star just took the same template she used to brand herself as a musician, to help him out. And now that's really paid off. Now he's a club owner. So there are people that play football with him. He's a good player, but there are people that are better than him, and now they're bankrupt. So your brand will outlive your career, and it can be so serious that it can turn you to a club owner. It can be bigger than that, and then even more. So there's so much, leveraging visibility, strategic partnership, conscious and strategic decision. Yeah, what's it called? Athlete ambassador who stands for something, the social justice part of it. And then also we'll talk about LeBron James. Yeah, leveraging on the visibility is very important. Strategic partnership is very important. Don't just think about your sport alone. Don't think about football. Think about basketball. If you're playing in a club that have a basketball team, take time out to go and watch the basketball team. Collaborate with other sports so that you can get more visibility. So you can have more. It's like cross marketing. So you can other sports fans can see you as well. So it's important. LeBron James have done that in the sense that he's a basketball player, but he bought shares in Liverpool. So the Liverpool fans know about him, the soccer fans know about him. So that is the way people get themselves bigger in the bigger stage. And because LeBron James is just America, but now they know him in the UK and in the football world. So Paul Pogba recently took the initiative. It's gone into camel raising. It's bought a share into camel raising. And camel raising is in the Middle East, so he's going to be popular. He's a Muslim guy. He's going to be popular in the Middle East. I think that's a good strategy for him as well. So moving forward, challenges in positioning African athlete globally. There's a lot of challenges. Um, you know, the lack of agency, expressing the belief in believing talent, skills, and collate automatically into endorsement and credible partnership. Lack of mentorship, um, an assessing of high-profile agents or brand consultants. The challenges of overcoming stereotype and bias. About African athletes in certain markets. I won't bore you guys too much, but I'll just go straight into this. Yeah, challenging positioning African athletes globally. Yeah, when you talk about agency, it's actually a catch-23 because they might have a big agency, but the agency might not be focusing on them because they have bigger players from Europe. But at the same time, if they want to work with small agencies, it's still a problem because the small agency cannot give them what they want. So it has to be a big agency employing people that understand the culture of the athletes. Basically, a big agency can employ someone that really understands because you need to understand a player for you to brand them. It's so unfortunate that the last two African Footballer of the Year, which is Victor Osimhen, which is a personal friend, and Lookman. Both of them won the African Footballer of the Year, but they did not get any endorsements. But there are different challenges. With Osimhen, he had issues with Napoli. And Napoli, when you sign with Napoli, most times you sign your image right to them. So any endorsement he gets, the money goes to them. But it's not a problem. He would have done it, but unfortunately, he was having issues. There were crises between him and the club, so nothing could happen. When it comes to Ademola Lookman, the issue is that sometimes their agent they feel challenged when people bring something for them. They think that, oh, you're going to use that to to cure their clients, so they wouldn't want to bring it forward to the player, which is very bad. But Ademola Lookman is a UK born, but most of his endorsement would have come from Nigeria, but he did not really have that Nigerian link per se. So fortunately, the 1 year that he was there as what do you call it, as the king of Africa, he didn't get an endorsement, which is very bad. It's a big challenge. And then when you talk about lack of mentorship, yeah, there's a lack of mentorship. They don't have anyone before them, nobody to mentor them. They don't know who to trust, and the people that mentor them do not really understand their culture. So that is a problem there as well. I say limited access to international media and marketing. That is up to their agents as well, because their agents have the time. They don't really have the time. I've spoken to a lot of agents. That is not their specialty. Their specialty is just to take them a club, sign the documents, and off they go. They collect their money. Unfortunately for the players, so the players have to really do it on their own. But that is the situation. And stereotyping, obviously, you're for Africa, stay in Africa, or whatever the case may be. Moving forward, key strategy for repositioning African athletes. Yeah, the three here that I've highlighted. One is creating a personal narrative. Yeah, you have to create your own narrative. You have to push yourself, diversify your interests, which I've mentioned before. You need to go into, don't just focus on your sport, do other stuff. And then seeking mentorship. I've been talking about branding. Yeah, you have to, you know, you have to share your journey in sport, your struggles. Your struggles can really help you. I'll just give an instance with Kanu Wanko. If you have any Arsenal fans here, you will know Kanu Wanko. His struggle was that he had a heart issue, and then that heart issue, he did something around that. He didn't keep it secret. He spoke about it. So because of that, up till now, he's still doing stuff with the Heart Foundation. So every year, when is the Heart Awareness Month or whatever, he gets a lot of activation, does a lot of things. On the other hand, I know another Nigerian player that had a medical condition. He kept it secret. And as soon as his career finished, he dies with that. Nobody cares about him anymore. So that empathy, it's good to show that empathy, your side, your vulnerability, and then people will key into that. So he has, he has his own journey, his struggle. He has created his own narrative that have outlived his football career. Then I'll go to seek mentorship. Seek mentorship is very important. That is your support system. Most players, they don't have support system. When it comes to, I'll give an example of JJ Okocha. He has a nephew that played for Arsenal again, which is now in Fulham, Alex Iwobi. Alex Iwobi is the most capped Nigerian player at the moment. He has that support system. When JJ Okocha always call him back when he's going, going out of line. He have his dad. His dad used to be an ex-player, but his uncle has really helped him to make sure that his feet are on the ground. Although he wants to do a lot of stuff, they say no, you have not. You have to surpass me as JJ Okocha. So whenever there's any issues, personal issues, the dad will call Okocha. Okocha will tell him, calm down, mentor it. You can make it, don't worry about the money. It's about achievement. So he's still very strong at his age. He's still doing well and he's still going to play for a while because he have that mentorship. So for the key strategy for repositioning African players, they need to have mentors. If they have mentors, that would be a very good thing for them. If they have support system, but most times when they travel out of Africa, they don't have that support system because their family do not travel with them. And their family, obviously, they don't know football, they don't know finance, they don't know anything. So there's a problem. So that is it. And the role of a football association and football clubs. Yeah, football association, they don't do really much. They don't do much. In the case of Lukman, most most brands were contacting the the um, the football association. The football association should have mandated the agent to make sure that the player gets an endorsement. They should do more for the players. And then with the football clubs, yeah, the football clubs cannot really do much when it comes to repositioning African athletes. It's up to the player. It's what you give, that's what you get. If you invest in your brand, the club will invest in your brand, but you have to take the lead. Firstly, uh, from experience, if a player is kind enough to thank the people that take him pictures after football matches and send it to say, I like this picture. If you show interest, they'll take more pictures of you. They'll take more image. But if you don't show interest, I'm just after the money. I don't care about these things, or I don't care about social media. They're not going to post you. But if you show the club that you're interested in stuff like that, when you take the lead, they're going to follow up. And then with the fans have a very short attention span. So I'll give an example. I don't know if you know Igalo, what's his name? Jude Igalo, that was in Manchester United. I worked with him. I'll just give a quick scenario of what happened. When he signed to Manchester United, unfortunately for him, the week he signed to Manchester United, he lost the sister, the elder sister in Canada. So he was down. So he put the picture as his display picture on Instagram. So as soon as he signed, because I was working with him, I noticed that his followers were not moving. If Manchester United have over 40 million followers all over the world, at least he should get like 5% of that. But nothing was happening because the fans, they go to his page and they say, oh, that's not him. They see a lady's picture there. They don't have time to check if it's him or not. So after about 2-3 days, I called him. I said, sorry, you're grieving. I said my condolences and everything. Put a picture of you and your lovely sister, your late sister there, so people will know that it's you and your sister. As soon as he done that, the followers went to 250,000 straight away. Well, it was in 70,000, it went to 250. So when he saw, he was shocked. And the next thing, regardless, he lost his sister, he paid for the funeral and everything. He then put his individual picture with Manchester United jersey. As soon as he done that, the followers went straight to 1 million. So imagine he didn't do that in the next 2-3 weeks. That would have been it. He wouldn't have that opportunity, that window to grow his Instagram. And that have helped him up to now to get endorsement, because people say numbers does matters. You understand? More numbers matters. There's quantity in quality. There's quality in quantity. Right? The Russians will say there's quality in quantity. So the numbers does matter. So what I'm saying in essence is that nobody will push you if you don't push yourself. You need to show interest that you like branding yourself before the club will take that initiative. And your brand value is your market value. Yeah, everybody's learning this. America way ahead of this, but even the European clubs, they're learning about branding. But if you show them that this is what they can do for you, they will surely do it. So you have to the players have to take the initiative, and then that is all I've been talking about wins and experience with players to compel the country football federation association. Their duty, yes, this is what I've been talking about. Brand specialists in football agencies may be hired. Yeah, most agencies don't have that. Most agencies don't have that. So you need to show that. And another catch-23, if you want to work with a brand specialist, your agent will be like, nah, they're not really, nah, don't worry about that. Don't worry about that. I'll get someone. They'll promise and promise, and then your career is over. So for African players, in conclusion, yeah, the next generation of African athletes ain't yet competing. They are strategic positioning themselves for global success, tell their story and tap into global market and with confidence. So the younger ones, they're understanding. They do understand. But in conclusion, I believe that athletes have to take the lead. They need to do it by themselves. They don't have to wait for anyone. And most importantly, the African players, they need personal branding more than the Europeans. Reason being, branding comes with trust. I'll give you like LeBron James. LeBron James, they start branding from the age of 12. If you start taking a picture of yourself when you are young, people will believe your age. The issue why most times the market value for African players are low because they cannot really rectify their age. Some of them don't know where they were born. Somebody don't have a birth certificate. They just have to swear affidavit. So personal branding brings trust. So if you have a player coming from Africa, as soon as you've spotted that player at the age of 15, tell him to start taking pictures. So, and posting on Instagram. You check some people, you say, oh, 5 years ago he was this age. Look at the way he looks. Because the more you play, the more you're into sports, the more you get older, the physique, you change your physique, and you can look older than your age. But the only thing that can save you is when you take records. Branding brings trust. Branding keep your records. It tells your story. So it's better for you to tell your story yourself and don't wait for anyone else. Thank you very much.
Thank you, my brother.